Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. As the numbers continue to rise, there are now 8 deaths and 700 confirmed infections from the coronavirus in Poland. According to the Polish Health Ministry, over 20,000 coronavirus tests have so far been conducted throughout the country.
The Polish Ministry of Health published the latest data on the number of confirmed cases of coronavirus infections in all voivodeships in Poland. As of this afternoon, the total number has increased to 684. The highest count is in the Mazovian voivodeship and the lowest in the Podlasie region. The latest fatality is a patient in the southern city of Tychy. According to the information released by the Health Inspection Office, the male patient had been visited recently by his friends from the Netherlands. He was 83 and he is the 8th victim claimed by the coronavirus in Poland.
In an interview with the RMF FM radio station, Polish Minister of Health Łukasz Szumowski said that we should be prepared for the fact that the number of those infected in Poland will rapidly increase in the next few days. Szumowski also added that he is doing everything possible so that Poland avoids what has happened in Italy.
I think that we will have confirmed a few thousand new cases of the coronavirus by the end of this week. That's how it looks. Other countries like Germany or Italy have the same problem. You want to tell us that the worst is yet to come? Yes, we will confirm many more cases of the virus for sure. Many more people will go to the hospitals for sure. People above the age of 80 are especially at risk of becoming infected. And people who are sick. The age of the people who died of coronavirus is not high, but all of them were sick. Is there at least a bit of optimism? I don't think so. We are taking very serious actions like organizing new places for the sick people.
15,000 deaths and 350,000 confirmed cases of infection. That is the latest worldwide toll from the coronavirus pandemic. The worst affected region is Europe, with Italy and Spain facing critical levels of infection. The virus is also rapidly spreading in the United States.
Italy is still struggling with the coronavirus epidemic. Despite the strict preventative measures taken by the government, the situation in the country is very serious. Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte announced that only companies and institutions crucial to the state's existence will be allowed to continue operating. I decided that all of us together should face this challenge. It is the most difficult situation we have had to face since the end of the war. We are witnessing scenes which are deeply hurting us all and will forever remain in our memory. The decrease in the number of new infections, especially in the centers of the outbreak in Bergamo and Brescia in Lombardy, may suggest that the situation could be slowly stabilizing thanks to these desperate measures. Meanwhile, doctors and special equipment are arriving in the country to help stop the virus. The most recent aid came from Cuba and Russia.
We are solidarity with the people in Italy. Our government sent us here for bring our solidarity here with a compromise with our profession.
Unsettling news comes from Great Britain, where despite the closed pubs, clubs and restaurants, a huge growth in the number of infections has occurred. Many British citizens ignore the warnings and continue to go out, which is accelerating the increase in the number of infections. Prime Minister Boris Johnson appealed to his compatriots not to go outside without good reason.
A point that I think people intuitively understand about the timing of these measures. You've got to impose these interventions in the spread of the epidemic at the moment when they can have the maximum effect. And after all, when the epidemic is hardly spreading at all, that's not the moment to impose curfews and prohibitions on movement and so on and so forth. You've got to wait until, until it's the right moment to do it. And that's always been how we've been guided.
In the meantime, US President Donald Trump described his country's efforts to fight COVID-19 as a national test, which the American nation will pass victoriously.
I want to assure the American people that we're doing everything we can each day to confront and ultimately defeat this horrible, invisible enemy. We're at war. In a true sense, we're at war, and we're fighting an invisible enemy.
And as if the coronavirus were not enough, Croatia is also dealing with the aftermath of yesterday's earthquake, which hit the capital, Zagreb. The earthquake was the strongest in 140 years, but fortunately there was no damage to the nuclear power plant located near the Slovenian-Croatian border.
An earthquake hit Zagreb at 6:23 a.m. The epicenter was 7 kilometers north of the Croatian capital. According to the Associated Press agency, only a few streets were littered with debris and pieces of broken glass. The earthquake caused a short power blackout. Local fires broke out in some parts of the city. The second earthquake hit Zagreb a few hours later, but fortunately it was much weaker than the major shock. This was the strongest earthquake in Croatia in 140 years.
That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programs. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.